Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to yet another amazing class with us, Byju's. I'm Aishwarya and today's class is going to be a class on the chapter Nutrition in Plants, where we are going to be discussing the top 10 most exam likely questions for your mission midterms. So welcome everyone, welcome to the class. I can see a lot of you are here already. Can we please increase the comment font size a little more so that I can see it a little more clearly? Yes, so they're increasing the font size, but I can see Aisha is here. Yes. No, the previous one was good. Yes. I have Mejabin. Hello, good evening. Hi, Adamya. Welcome to the class. Yes, I have Jyoti here. Jyoti is here. Namrita is here. So many of you are here already. I could see a lot of you were talking to each other before the chat as well. I mean, before we started the live, of course, as we were setting it up. So everybody, good evening. How was your day? Did you have a good day at school? Good evening. How was your... Yes, I was just looking at how many students are there, so don't worry about that. Yes, everyone. I can see a lot of you are saying that. Hello. Yes, of course, Mayank, of course. Is that even a question? Hi, Vandana. Hi, Ashi. Yes. How was your day? Did you have a good day at school? Yes? Good evening. I can see 15 of you are here, but the chat seems very quiet. So I would request all of you to tell your friends to join this class because today's class is going to be a very simple class. We're going to wrap it up in half an hour, right? By 4:30, by 5:30, we will wrap it up. Yes? Aisha is here. Aisha says, you're a new student, but Aisha, I always remember you being in the class. So I would not quite agree to that, right? Manti had a good day. Yes. Shivangi is here. Reet is new to the class. Hello, Reet. Welcome. I'm Aishwarya and welcome to your very own 6 to 8 channel, right? So in this channel, we cover everything. We've got you covered for everything that you require. And of course, today we're going to be talking about nutrition in plants. Yes, so hi Satyam, welcome. I can see that a lot of you have had a good day. Mansi is also new. Welcome, Mansi. Hello, Bhavya. Yes, of course, I remember all of you. Yes, hi, Yash. All right. So how many total number of students do we have? Yeah. 19 students we have here, but although it may say 15 live watching, this is for class 7. Yes. All right, and the number has increased to 22. Yes, all right. So today's class is not going to be a Menti class, but rather it's going to be a question-answer based session. So all I would want you to do is to make sure that you have a notebook and pen ready with you. And in case we don't want to write everything down, you can even have your textbook open so that you can make a note of all the important pointers, right? And of course, before I get started, I hope my audio, my video, and my screen and what I'm writing on the screen is visible to everybody. Yes? So very quickly, everyone, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you have everything with you. Yes. You want me to take a class till 5:50, Mayank? I can stretch it up, but it's a very simple session. You all know nutrition in plants. You're all experts. I know that. So here we will mainly tackle on how to write the answers when it comes to you for your exams, right? So that is what we will be tackling and how to solve these questions. Yes? Very good, very good. Yes. Okay, everybody. So without wasting any more time, we are going to get started, right? Now, of course, I'm sure you would have seen all of this, of course, if you attended our other teacher sessions or if you've attended my class yesterday, also you would have come across this particular slide. Who is a champion in your life, right? Now, of course, if you were to ask me, I'd, of course, always say it's my parents, right? And, of course, at Byju's, we value the fact that you are all such wonderful students and, of course, you are so valued because you learn all of this from your parents, your teachers, you're such brilliant kids, right? And here we're giving you an opportunity to gift something back to your parents. And that, of course, is by gifting your parents or your legal guardians with a trip to Australia by registering for BST. Now, BST, for those of you who are new, is the Byju's scholarship test, right? And of course, we had three dates at which the exam was happening. And the last exam is happening on this particular Sunday, right? So it's happening on the 3rd, right? I hope I got the date, right? It's happening on the 3rd and make sure that all of you are registered for it. Oops, sorry, it's happening on 4th, my bad. So it's happening on 4th, so make sure that you do register. The registration is absolutely free. So yesterday also I asked all of you to register for it, and now also I'm asking you, if you've still not registered, it's absolutely free. If you have any doubts, all you need to do is to click on the link in the description box, right? And it's going to be an experience of a lifetime for sure. Ashok, I will definitely answer your question, right? Yes. Just give me 5 minutes and I'll get to your question. Now, for all of you, right, who may or may not have subscribed to the main channel, or who you guys may or may not yet be Byju's Premium students, but we are opening up and we have something called as Byju's Excel Masterclass, right? So here's a quick video on Masterclass and then we'll discuss about it. And let me know if the audio is visible for all of you, right? So we have an amazing video. We have a lot of interesting things in this video. So I'm just going to step out for a bit so that you can watch it.
Stuff here is awesome.
This doesn't look like a classroom.
Really fantastic. I love the way you guys really represent learning.
Lot of experiments, lot of explorations, have a lot of fun.
It's time for us to excel!
Yes, so that was all about Byju's Excel that is there, right? So we have a masterclass that is going to happen this Sunday on the 4th of September at 12 p.m., right? Wherein we are going to be having the chat, or we're going to be talking about sensors. And yes, Mayank, I was there when you were telling Saurabh sir about Microsoft Excel. It is not Microsoft Excel, but it's Byju's Excel. And you can register for this particular, session that's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to happen live and there'll be no recording of it. So just get yourself registered. All of this is absolutely free, right? Just go have a watch. You'll see a lot of interesting things. Yes? I know Palak has come after a very long time. Hi Palak, how are you? How was everything happening? We missed you. Yes? All right. See, everybody remembers Palak. Good evening, Suman. Good evening. Apsara has already registered. That is wonderful. Now, I'm getting a lot of interesting questions from Ashok. But Ashok, I will answer your question right after you answer the first question that I have for you. So guys, are you ready? Of course, we've gone through, some of the introduction that is there. But very quickly, can you all give me a thumbs up on the chat? Yes? Are we good to go? All right, it's Ishika. I will remember this, Ishika. I will not forget. And in case if I forget, you can always keep reminding me. Yes, we are good to go. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay, we'll get started. We have the first question and I want you all to help me with this, okay? So now all of you know the answers. Now all you need to do is to start solving it. So the first question that we have here is a multiple choice question where we have 4 statements which are given to us, from which you need to identify which among them is or are correct. So here, this again is a question from your NCERT exemplar, right? So let's go through each of these statements one by one. All green plants can prepare their own food. Most animals are autotrophs. Carbon dioxide is not required for photosynthesis, or oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. Now this here is very simple, guys. Which among the following 2 statements are true? Can you tell me which among the statements are correct? First, you tell me that from 1, 2, 3 and 4, which are correct? Yes, very good. The first statement is all green plants can prepare their own food. Is this statement true? Yes, very good. 1 and 4, very good. So this statement, of course, is true. We know that all green plants have the ability to prepare their own food, which is why we call them as autotrophs, right? They prepare their own food. But most animals are called as autotrophs. Now, animals do not prepare their own food, but rather they are dependent on other living organisms for their food. So this statement here is false because we call such organisms as heterotrophs, right? And we know that when we say carbon dioxide is not required for photosynthesis, we know that carbon dioxide is one among the raw materials for photosynthesis, which is why this statement is also false. But is oxygen liberated during photosynthesis? Yes, oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. So this particular question is just testing your knowledge on two concepts, right? On the concepts of mode of nutrition, that is autotrophs and heterotrophs, right? And we are also testing our concepts on understanding about photosynthesis and what are the raw materials and the byproducts of photosynthesis. So we see that 1 and 4 are the correct statements. And from the 4 options that we have here, like how all of you have told me, the correct answer is option A. No problem, Anik. We are just getting started. This was the first question that is there. Yes? Now let's move on to the second question. Sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, water and minerals are raw materials which are essential for photosynthesis. Do you know where they are available? So we need to fill in the blanks with the appropriate raw materials that are there. So first up, you need to tell me what is available in the plant to carry out photosynthesis. So here, this is not very direct, but somewhere here or there you will be able to get it. Just recall the concept of photosynthesis. Because we know that photosynthesis is the process by which green plants prepare their own food using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to produce glucose. And oxygen is given out as a byproduct, right? And yes, excess of glucose gets stored in the form of starch. Very good. What is available in the plant? Plant has chlorophyll. Yes, so chlorophyll is nothing but the green pigment that is there. What is available in the soil, everybody? No problem. This is just the second question. Don't worry. We're just getting started. What is the next one? Water and minerals. What will we get? We'll get water and minerals from the soils. Okay, I'm just going to... Today my pen is acting a little weird, okay? So you'll have to bear with me because I'll have to keep getting the eraser option from the, presentation. So we have water and minerals. Very good. Now what is available in the air? Now we're talking about the raw materials, right? So where are the raw materials available? Is it oxygen or carbon dioxide? Because I'm seeing oxygen. Yes. All right, PC gamer, do you think it is oxygen or carbon dioxide? Very good, everybody. Very good. It will be carbon dioxide because in the air or in the atmosphere, we know that carbon dioxide is present, which is a gas, right? And last but not the least, what is available during the day? Very good, very good. It is sunlight. Yes? So now these are conditions that you must know, that chlorophyll is there in the plant. Well, what do we get from soil? Water and minerals, right? Available in the air. So minerals, or you can even say nutrients. Not a problem. Then, of course, what is available in the air? It's carbon dioxide. Why carbon dioxide? Because raw materials, right? And what is available during the day? It is sunlight. Very good. Very good. So, in order to solve this question, again, you must have the basic understanding about the process of photosynthesis, right? So, and we know about photosynthesis in great detail. Yes? So now when you are writing the answer for this particular question in your exam, so say if you get this in your exam, there are two ways of writing it. Either you write only this part of it, yes, or what I would always recommend is that you write it in full sentences. But this depends on the time of the exam as well. So if you have only 1 hour and you have a science paper with physics, chemistry and biology, don't spend too much time also. You can just write the answers. And you will get 1 mark for each correct answer that is going to be there. So make sure that you take a screenshot of this, or you can always go ahead and join our Telegram group because I'll be sending the session PDF, right? Process of taking photos. Very interesting one, Mayank, very interesting. No problem, we're just getting started. I mean, we're through 2 questions, but we have another 8 more questions to go, right? Very good, very good. Yes, very good, Mabjin. That's the correct answer for definition of photosynthesis, right? Now, third question on your screens, right? If bread is left in the open, after a few days, it will start to emit a foul smell and it becomes unfit for use. Give reason for this. Now this right here will be a 2-mark question. Roughly 2 marks will come for this because it's a give reason one. Now you're saying it is due to fungi, but I want you to give it to me as a reason, right? Can you tell me what is the reason for it? Yes, fungus. Can you be a little more specific? What kind of fungus? Very good. I can see you all are competing to answer. In the air, there will be fungus on the bread. Okay. Bread are bread mold. They feed on dead and decaying matter. Very good, Apsara. Yes. So, very good, Shivangi. Due to hot and humid temperature, the fungi will grow. Very good. Yes, the conditions are also necessary. Now, can you all remember what is the other name for bread mold? Do you all remember? What is the other name for bread mold, right? So when bread is exposed or it is kept stale, kept outside for a long period of time, a specific kind of fungus will grow. What is it called? What is the name of it? I remember telling you. Yeast. No, it's not yeast. Yeast will not grow. On bread at least. Microbes, okay. It's not yeast, children. Okay. Everybody will write the name down with me, okay? Because I can see that some of you have not remembered this. Yes. Very good, Amik. Very good. Yes. Due to bacteria. Due to some bacteria. Okay. It will not be bacteria, Anik. It will be due to some fungi. Alright. Yes. Chinmay, Mayank have given me the answers. Rhizopus. So the fungi that is growing on bread is called as rhizopus. The common name is bread mold, right? So that is the common name. Guys, very carefully write this name down because yeast will not grow on the bread. That is not bread mold, right? For those of you who answered me yeast, will you write rhizopus down in your notebook? Yes? All right. So basically, like how all of you have given me the answers, I'm just going to piece it in together, right? So we know that when bread is kept out for a long period of time, they are exposed to the spores that are there, right? So there are something known as spores which are there in the air. And when they get exposed and when the conditions are right for them to grow. So like how Shivangi and Anik told me, it needs to be hot and humid. Right? So when the conditions are there and ideal for growth, we see that they will start to grow, right? And we call this organism as rhizopus, or because it's a mold that grows on bread, we call it as bread mold. Are we clear, everybody? Are we clear with the concept of how to give reason for this? Yes. Mayank, can I answer this question towards the end? We'll wind up the questions very fast, right? No, some of you have not understood. Okay. So let me tell you something. In the air that we have, right, we have some small, tiny things called as spores. Okay. So spores, you can think about it as, small powder-like things, which are like seeds for these fungi, but they're not seeds, right? So they're like seeds for the fungi, and what happens is when they fall on the bread and it is stale, right? And of course, when when you think about it, right? So when the conditions are hot and humid, we see that they'll start to grow on it. But they'll not grow like plants and become very big. But rather they'll appear to be something like this, and on the bread, it will look like some grayish, whitish patches that are growing, right? All right. Are we clear, everyone? So when you are writing the answer for this particular question, you can simply say that when bread is left out or when bread dough is left out, we see in the open, we see that the bread acts as a food for the fungi, right? So here, of course, we're seeing yeast and other fungi, but here I'll specify and say bread mold, right? So it allows for the growth of bread mold and thereby gives out a foul smell that is there. So growth of this and other organisms will give out the foul smell. Yes? Yes. Why do we keep most of the food in the fridge where it is too cold? This is why. Yes. Is this why? Yes, Chinmay. This is why we keep it in the fridge. Because when the temperature is very low, right, it sees that it does not really allow for the growth of microorganisms, right? So, which is why we, normally refrigerate it, or in some cases, we boil and drink water, or we boil and drink other things, so that high temperature or very low temperature will not be ideal for growth, right? All right, everyone. Now we will move on to the next question. Okay, this is very simple. I want all of you to be getting this answer. It's a 3 options that are there. So these are going to be for 3 marks, 1 mark each. And it is a true or false question. Now there are 2 kinds of questions, okay? One is state whether true or false. Second kind of question is state whether true or false and rewrite, if false, rewrite the correct statement, right? So here they're only asking us for true or false, but we will also rewrite the correct statement. First one is the chlorophyll in leaves helps in the breakdown of carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Is the statement true or false? Everybody, very quickly in the chat. Yes, I can see many are saying false, but I'm seeing Dina is telling me true. Very good. Yes, very, very good. So this statement here is false. Now, if we were to rewrite it into the correct statement, right? How will we rewrite this? How are we going to rewrite it? Can you tell me? The chlorophyll in leaves helps in what? So I'm going to rewrite this. So the chlorophyll in leaves helps in what? Helps in preparation of food. Okay, we're specifically talking about the function of chlorophyll. What does it do? We know, right? I'll give you a clue. Solar energy. That's my clue for all of you. Very good, very good. I'm seeing the answers, but I want all of you to tell me. Helps in breakdown of sunlight. Okay. Convert sunlight into energy. Yes. So simply put, you can say that chlorophyll that is there helps in trapping the solar energy, or you can say it helps in trapping the sunlight during the process of photosynthesis. And this is what actually helps us enable that solar energy that is there, right? Very good. Sunlight in energy? No. Solar energy. Be very careful when you are writing this. Yes. It does not convert light into chemical energy. It is not converting. The whole process of photosynthesis will convert light energy into chemical energy. But chlorophyll alone will only trap it, right? And it will make sure that it is helping the other, it's making sure that, other processes are able to utilize the solar energy. Very good, to capture sunlight. Next question. Stomata is the opening present on the underside of the leaves that helps in the entry of carbon dioxide only. True or false? Very good, very good. Yes. This statement is false. Very good, everybody. But some of you are saying true also. Now, in this case, we know that stomata is an opening which is present on the underside. And carbon dioxide will enter through it. But oxygen will also go out, right? And vice versa, later on when we learn about respiration as well, we know that oxygen will enter into it and carbon dioxide will enter out. So in this case, we see that exchange of gases takes place. So when you're rewriting it, you can say that stomata is the opening that is present on the underside that helps in the, so I'm just going to strike it out here, that helps in the exchange of gases. This is the best way to write this down. And last but not the least, atmospheric nitrogen cannot be utilized directly by the plants. Very good, very good. This statement is true. Yes, all right, everyone. Very good. Yes, I can see the answers and you all have good conceptual understanding. Here and there, I could see some wrong answers, but those of you who got confused, right? Are we all clear? Yes, are we all clear with the concept? Yes, very good. So with this, if you see now, since our question only asked us to say whether true or false, right? Now, I told you very clearly in the question, if it is there, right, that only, state whether true or false, you just need to write it down. But if they ask you to rewrite the correct statement if false, then you will have to rewrite it the way that I have done. Okay, third one, give reason. Okay, atmospheric nitrogen that is there, right? Basically nitrogen as a gas is a very stable compound. And plants don't have the ability or they do not produce the chemicals that can directly break down the nitrogen. So nitrogen as a gas, it needs to be broken down and then utilized for, various other activities. Which is why we see that nitrogen first needs to be converted into a usable form, right? Either nitrates or nitrites. And this is what we call as nitrogen fixation, right? So nitrogen fixation needs to happen. Only then they will be able to consume it. Yes? Very good, very good. Plant cannot because it is present in free gaseous form. Very good. Yes, you've got 3 out of 3. Very good, everybody. Kanti, I hope I've answered your question. Now let's move on to the next question, which I tell you is going to be a very common question. If not here in your final exams, you will get a question very similar to this, right? Now this question will come for 4 marks. Yes? Explain the process of photosynthesis using a neat labeled diagram. Yes, so how are we going to start with this particular thing? We are talking about explaining the whole process. So how are we going to start? What is the first thing that we will write down? How can I draw here? Don't worry, I will draw. But you guys draw it, okay? At home. Yes, very good. Sunlight. All right. Okay, you will start with sunlight. Process by which they... Okay. Water is taken from the roots. All right. Yes, okay. So see, there are 2 ways in which you can do this, okay? One thing is you start with the definition of photosynthesis, right? So we start with the definition of what is photosynthesis. Now the next thing that you do is to talk about where the raw materials are coming from, right? So you have to talk about where your raw materials are coming from, like how you are telling me, carbon dioxide, water, wherever it's coming from, right? And where will it go? It will go to the leaves. So next thing you will write is what happens inside the leaves. I keep forgetting that the eraser doesn't work in this pen. So here then you write about what happens inside the leaves, right? So this is what's going to happen inside the leaves. And then you talk about the byproducts and what are the final products that are being produced. Yes? Now can all of you tell me, should we write the balanced equation here? Are we going to write the balanced equation? Yes or no? I want your answer to this. Very good. We will have the balanced equation as well towards the end before we draw it. So now, of course, if you see here, this much alone, of course, I'm saying 4 marks, but this will also come even sometimes for 5 marks, right? Now, you can understand that you will get at least 2 marks out of this for the diagram, yes? And then remaining will be for 3 marks. So do not write a huge paragraph. Be very concise, write about 4 points. I mean, I personally will always recommend that you can write 1 extra point at all times, right? So you can write about 3 to 4 points, the balanced equation, and it will finalize the whole thing. So let's get started, everybody. So here we know that when we talk about photosynthesis, first the definition. Photosynthesis is nothing but the process by which green plants prepare their own food using carbon dioxide and water that combines in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and it gives out glucose as a byproduct. Now everything is already there in your definition. So 80% of it is done in the definition only. But it should be a complete definition, right? So if you're only going to say photosynthesis is the process by which green plants prepare their own food, a lot of it is still missing. So that's where you may have to write more and more points, right? Yes. So now, of course, the next thing that you need to know is, of course, the next point that you start off by writing that carbon dioxide is taken in through the stomata, water is absorbed by the roots and they reach the leaves, and this is where the process takes place. Glucose is synthesized, or you can even mention about how it happens inside the chloroplast, right? So these are all pointers that I'm just giving you. So you can write about the chloroplast and how the whole process takes place inside the chloroplast, and of course we get glucose as a byproduct, we get glucose as the final product, and we have oxygen that gets released out. Yes? Are we clear with the steps? So here, as you can see, right, we have the definition that is written here. So we have definition wherein almost 70% of what you need. It's given 2 marks, but I'm saying 5 marks here. Yes. Manasvi is telling me no. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to go back a little bit. Any doubts, please tell me right now, okay? What is the difference between chloroplast and chlorophyll? Okay. So Manasvi, I just want to ask you a question. Are you having a doubt with the whole process of photosynthesis? Yes? Then I'm going to take 3 questions that I see right here, and I'll explain it from the beginning. So all my other students, shall we just wait 2 minutes and explain the process of photosynthesis and help our friends out? We're going to take 2 minutes, okay? So now when we talk about photosynthesis, photosynthesis is a process by which green plants, right? So green plants, they will prepare their own food in the present. So this is a process by which they make their own food. That means that they are not going to go out there eating other animals. They are like, I am self-sufficient, right? So now they need some raw materials. So whenever we talk about food, we need some raw materials, right? So Mansvi, in the meanwhile, you can ask your questions as well. Don't worry, please ask your questions. So the raw materials that are needed for photosynthesis include carbon dioxide and water. So this carbon dioxide will enter through in the underside of the leaves, right? So if I take a leaf here, at the bottom side of it, we will find these small openings, right? So we'll find these small openings known as stomata. And we see that through the stomata, the carbon dioxide will enter into the plant, right? And it will go all the way inside the leaves. Similarly, we see that water is absorbed by the roots and it will get transported all the way till the leaves. So the leaf is like a kitchen in the plant where all of this is happening, right? So now, of course, what happens here is that we see that they will combine, right? So this carbon dioxide and water will combine. But for this to combine, it needs some energy, right? And that is where your sunlight is coming into the picture. Yes, so we see that the chlorophyll that is there in the plants. So some of you are asking me, ma'am, chlorophyll is there, chloroplast is there. What is the difference, right? So chloroplast that is there is a cell organelle. Now cells are these structures like brick-like structures. These are structures that make up the whole living organism. Inside that we find chloroplast, okay? So we see that the chloroplast will look something like this. It's an ovoid structure like this. And of course inside we see there are many structures as well. Now inside this chloroplast we find chlorophyll, that is a pigment, right? So if you see here the pigment, the color that is given out is by chlorophyll. And chloroplast is a structure that consists of the chlorophyll. So are we clear with the difference of chloroplast and chlorophyll for those of you who are asking me, right? And at the end of it, we see that glucose is given out as a byproduct, right? Now, oops, really sorry about that. Now, when we talk about glucose, now glucose is something that is needed by the plant. But excess of glucose gets produced, right? So we see that glucose that is there, or excess of glucose. So I'm going to write this down. Excess of glucose will come together and they'll form a complex structure known as starch. So starch is nothing but another form of carbohydrate which is made up of many glucose molecules, right? Yes, Mansvi, please ask me your question. Please ask me. Now, are we clear with the difference between glucose and starch? They are both carbohydrates, but they are not the same. Yes? We will be updating it on Telegram. Yes, Udayan, we'll be updating it there. Very good, everybody. Very good. So for those of you who are asking me the definition, photosynthesis is the process by which green plants containing chlorophyll prepare their food by taking in carbon dioxide from the air, water and minerals, and in the presence of sunlight is what we call as photosynthesis. Or another definition that I always tell about, right, is that you may have to bear with me because this question is a pretty long question, right? So photosynthesis is the process by which green plants prepare their own food using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to give out or to produce, I would say. So let me just rephrase this, right? So to produce glucose and excess of glucose, and gives out oxygen as a byproduct. Sorry, we do not need to add this point here. And gives out oxygen as a byproduct. Are we clear? Yes, all right. So I missed out on some doubts because I was writing on screen, everybody. What is cell? Cell is the basic unit of life. All living organisms are made up of cells, and Vidhi will be having a detailed session on the same as well very, very soon. Mansvi, if you asked me a doubt, I think I have missed it. So you can please send it to me once again. Right, so everybody, so this is how you will write it, and you can talk about how it is necessary, right? And again, like I told you, you can break the steps down as well into multiple pointers. So you can talk about where carbon dioxide comes from, right? So we see that carbon dioxide is coming from where. You can talk about where water comes from. It's from the roots, right? So we can write all of that in greater detail. Are we clear? Any more doubts? And when you're drawing the lead label diagram as well, so you need to draw both, right? So there are two ways that are there. So one is, of course, you draw a leaf, right? So this is the diagram I normally draw. I normally tend to draw a leaf that is there. And then from here, I talk about where carbon dioxide enters from, how water gets absorbed. But in your case, I would always tell you that draw the whole plant, right? So I'm going to go back to this slide, or shall I just erase this? I think, or can we do one thing? Can we make a still slide of this? I'll just add a slide. Guys, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to add a slide right now. Can you just make a still frame? Yeah, just capture this and make a static slide. I'll just add it in the meanwhile. So what they're going to do is they're going to freeze the screen, okay, so that I can add another slide. What is solar energy? Energy in the sunlight is what we call as solar energy. What is fructose and sucrose? They are both types of carbohydrates, but they're different from one another. Or let it be. It's okay. I'll draw it here only, guys, because they may take a little more time, and I told you half an hour, but I'm clearly 7 minutes more. So what you need to draw is draw the plant, draw the leaf that is there, draw the sun from far. You can draw flower also if you want to. Yes. Then draw the roots. Now from here, what you need to do is to make sure that you are showing the water that is getting absorbed and label it, right? Then you can show carbon dioxide entering, and from here you can draw an arrow out which shows oxygen, right? And then of course you can say that glucose is produced. Very simple diagram. You will find it in the NCERT also. But when I'm sending it to you on Telegram, I'll draw a proper diagram. Are we clear, everyone? Chat seems very quiet. Yes, all right, that is amazing. Now we're going to go a little more quickly. But before I go ahead, everyone, if you are enjoying this class, right? If you're enjoying the class, please make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button, because you know that nothing would mean more to us than you showing us your love. So please help us expand our family to 25,000 subscribers. Everything is in your hands, right? Yes. All right, everyone, we're going to move on very quickly to the next set of questions. I have 5 more questions with me, and we're going to go pretty fast. They're pretty simple questions only. So we have a very simple match the following. Match the options from column 1 to the appropriate options in column 2. First one, mango tree. What is mango tree? Very quickly, we have mango tree, and on the other side, insectivorous plant, heterotroph, autotroph, saprophyte, or parasite. What is it? Yes. Oh, Vanshika, oh my God, thank you so much for reminding me. By the end of it, I'll write it, okay? I realized I didn't write the chemical equation in the photosynthesis one. So what I'll do is, when I'm sending you the Telegram link, right, I'll have the whole answer written. I'll have it updated with the steps that I told you in so, and everything will be there when I send it to you on Telegram. So don't worry, thank you for reminding me. I will definitely have it on, I'll send it to you on Telegram. Very good, it's mango tree is autotroph, so that is matched with tree. Next up, mushrooms. Mushrooms are fungi, so we will match them with what? What kind of nutrition do we observe? Yes, everybody. Vanshika, are we good? Can you give me a thumbs up? Because you've been asking me for the equation. Saprotroph or saprophyte. Very good. Next up, pitcher plant. What do we observe? What kind of nutrition? Chinmay has sent me the answer. He has said insectivorous plant. Very good. Yes, all right. Next up, we have Cuscuta. Very good, very good. Very good. Yes, very good. It is 5, that is parasite. And last but not the least, we have E, that is elephant. This is very simple. No, elephants are dependent on other organisms for food. So they are, yes, 2, heterotrophs. Yes, very good. So when you are getting match the following questions, this is one way of writing it. Or you can rewrite it with the correct matches. See, mango tree, autotroph, and you can make the matches like this. So you can take a screenshot of this on your screen, or else what you can always do is, I'll be sending it to you on Telegram, right? Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Whoa, this is also a very big question, but very easy one, I would say. How are leguminous plants beneficial to the farmers? What type of association do they exhibit, right? So we have 2 marks for this particular question. We'll take it from Telegram. Thank you. Very good. Now, how are leguminous plants beneficial? Can you tell me? How are they helpful for us? Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Only 3 minutes left. Right, I know. Today I think like how Mayank told me, you stretch it till 5:50. I feel like it's going to go till 5:50, but we don't want to stretch it up till 5:50. We'll wrap it up soon. What are leguminous plants? Meaning, okay. Some of you are new. Some of you are asking me what are leguminous plants. See, there are some plants, right, wherein we see that they have this kind of a fruit, I would say. Now, I'm going to draw one of it. Now, have you seen your beans and pea plants? They look something like how I've drawn on screen, right? For those of you who are asking me what are legumes, yes? Bean, very good, very good. You would have observed this on screen. You would have observed this in your day-to-day life also. Pea plants, bean plants, they all look like this. Now, this kind of a fruit is what we call as a legume. They are called as legumes because of the shape of the fruit that they have. So such plants are called as leguminous plants. Yes. But apart from their shape as well, they also have certain bacteria or microorganisms in them. Very good, very good. So in the root nodules, right? So in their roots, if you see, there are some bulged structures. So there'll be like these bulgings that you would observe in their roots. Like if you lift them out like this. Now inside these root nodules, if you see, we will observe that there are some bacteria. And these bacteria are called as rhizobium. Right? So we call them as rhizobium. Now these bacteria or this rhizobium helps with the process of nitrogen fixation. Very good, I'm seeing the answer. So this, how they help is basically this rhizobium will convert atmospheric nitrogen into soluble forms that will help in absorbing the nitrogen so that they can utilize it. And very good, very good. And this kind of a relationship is called as symbiotic relationship, where the bacteria is helping the plant and the plant in turn is providing shelter. So yes, farmers use leguminous crops to provide nitrogen to the soil. Very good, very good. They reduce the use of fertilizers. Very good, Saurabh. Very good. Yes. N2 fixing bacteria. Very good. So simply when you're writing the answer, you can say that they have certain bacteria that are capable of fixing nitrogen and they convert atmospheric nitrogen into soluble forms, which is why farmers use leguminous plants as they improve the nitrogen content in the soil. Now these bacteria, like we named them, are rhizobium and they exhibit a symbiotic relationship. And you can write about how they are symbiotic or how they help each other. Are we clear, everyone? Yes, very quickly, thumbs up on the chat. We need to wind up in the next 5 minutes. All right, I can see 27 of you are here. Yes, clear, good to go, amazing. This is very easy. I am 100% sure you will give me the answer very fast. Observe the following diagram. So here the focus is on how to solve diagram based questions, right? So observe the following diagram and answer the following questions. Identify the organism that you see in the diagram. What is the organism that we observe? Yes, can you tell me? Very good. I'm seeing the answers, but I want all of you to tell me. Yes, this is called as pitcher plant. So what you see on your screen is pitcher plant. Now, what is the mode of nutrition that you see in this organism? Mode of nutrition, very good, very good. Yes, Nepenthes. Very good, Saurabh. You can write this as well. Today this pen is, I'm constantly forgetting that this pen doesn't work. Yes, Insectivorous, very good. So you can say, so you cannot say heterotroph here because in this case, right, it's only a partial heterotroph. So which is why we say that in this case, we will say it shows insectivorous mode of nutrition. That means that they feed on insects. Very good. Partial heterotrophs is the right word, right? So they are partial heterotrophs. I would always recommend that you write both, right? This is an insectivorous plant. Very good. Now explain this mode of nutrition in 2 or 3 sentences. Yes. So this is a part that we must understand. Now we see that the pitcher plant is found growing in regions. So they are naturally found growing in regions where the soil is nitrogen deficient. Right? So the soil is nitrogen deficient. And to obtain nitrogen, we see that they will feed on these insects. And we see that their leaves are modified into this pitcher-like shape that is there so that they can trap the insects and feed on them. Hence the name insectivorous plants, right? And we see that inside they produce digestive juices that help in eating these insects, right? And then they will get their source of nitrogen. Very good, very good. Yes. So now, of course, it's very simple. When you're writing the answer, phrase it the way you see on screen. Organism is Nepenthes, which is also known as pitcher plant. We observe is heterotrophic. No, we observe is partially heterotrophic. So here I'm going to add it. It is partially heterotrophic. Yes. And we see that they are precisely insectivorous, right? And then we can talk about how they are insect eating. They derive most of their nutrition from insects. They have a pitcher-like structure. Modified part is leaf. Digestive juices are produced. Yes. Can you tell me other bacteria that fix nitrogen? We have Nitrobacter, Azotobacter. These are 2 examples that you can take. They are consumers. Yes, very good. They are not consumers per se, but yeah, you can think about it like that. What is starch? Starch is nothing but a complex carbohydrate, right? It's a very complex structure that is there, which is made up of many, many glucose molecules put together. Why they are not growing where present in soil? Are you talking about the nitrogen fixation is, are you talking about this one? Which one? Insectivorous plant? Yes. Blue-green algae is also there. Yes. Nitrobacter. Very good. Soil nitrogen. So, see, normally nitrogen is naturally present, but there are some regions due to their terrain and due to many things, there's not enough nitrogen, right? That is why, even though nitrogen is not there, some plants have adapted. See, most cases what happens is most plants, if they don't have it, they'll not be able to survive. But some plants will adapt themselves or modify themselves and they will be able to survive, right? So that is important to understand. I will tell you what is BSTE towards the end. I'm not ignoring you. I just saw your message, right? Why are they not grown? Like I told you, Kanti, they are just found naturally growing in such places. They have adapted. Yes, they have evolved. Now, BST is nothing but Byju's scholarship test that is there, right? Wherein you will have 2 rounds. You will have round 1 and round 2. Round 1 is an online exam that you can give from home as well, and please register. It's absolutely free, and of course it will be based on your curriculum itself, and the questions will be simple only, right? And of course there are various parameters that based on which the BST evaluation comes out, but all you need to do is to give the exam, and if you qualify in round 1, then you will be going to round 2. Yes? All right. So now let's move on to the next one. Maha, I've got your question. Can I please do it after this last 2 questions are pending? So we'll wind it up and I'll answer your question. Observe the diagram in the figure and label the following parts. Very quickly, guys, where is the stomatal opening? Can you tell me? I am going to mark 3 regions and you tell me which is it. So I have A, B and C. Where is the stomatal opening? From A, B, C, you tell me. I've marked it so that I make it easy. Very good. Stomatal opening. I'm giving the clue. The name is there in the clue only. Yes. See, here is the stomatal opening. So this part of it is the opening. Right? So this is the opening. And what about guard cell that is there? Where is the guard cell? Is it A or B? Which is guard cell? Guard cell is a kidney shaped structure. So is it A or B? Yes, very good. It is B. So this right here is the guard cell. And if you identify these 2 correctly, you will get 2 marks, right? So when you get such questions, either they'll be worksheet based or you may have to draw it once again, right? So we have stomatal opening and guard cell. So yes, here the guard cell looks weirdly labeled. So I'm just going to scratch out the extra part. This is the guard cell and this is the stomatal. Oh, I've interchanged it. Sorry guys, I read it wrong. This is correctly marked. Stomatal opening and guard cell. Are we clear? Yes, I will finish it soon. Now let's move on to the next one, right? They are telling me to finish it here. They're sending me messages. Very quickly guys, it's a riddle. Very simple riddle. Yes, I understand the session is going fast. 2 more minutes and we'll wind this up. I am tall but I cannot move. I am green and I can prepare my own food. What am I? You need to tell me the organism and the mode of nutrition. Yes? So are they autotrophs or heterotrophs? That's what you will have to tell me, right? Tall but cannot move. Plants, yes, it will be a tree, right? Very good. It will be a tree here. Yes, so tree and autotroph. Very good. I live in water. People keep me in an aquarium and feed me. Yes. Fishes. Very good. Fishes. Algae is also there. Yeah, you can. So if you're talking about feeding me, they're saying they feed me. So will it be algae? Because algae prepare their own food. Nobody needs to feed them. So it will be fishes, right? So it will be fishes and the answer here will be heterotrophs because somebody is feeding them. Yes? Yeah, it will not be algae. Read the whole thing. They're saying feed me. Yes. Very good, Diya. Very good. I am small and I can fly. I disturb you in your sleep and bite you. And sometimes I may suck your blood during the sleep. So who am I? It's very easy. Yes, very good. See right here is mosquito. What kind of nutrition? Very good. Heterotrophs. Yes. Very good. Last one, everyone. I am white and soft. I grow well in rainy season. Children pluck me from the ground and admire me. I absorb nutrients from the decomposed dead parts of plants and animals. Yes, mushrooms. Very good, very good. Mushrooms and what mode of nutrition? Last but not the least. Yes, saprotrophs. Yes, very good. So here, of course, I had some beautiful images, but of course, I'll send it to you on Telegram so that you can go ahead and watch it, right? So this is how you can write this down. And of course, you will have to write the mode of nutrition. So here it will be autotroph. Here it will be heterotroph, right? And here, of course, if you see, it will be saprotroph. Very good, everyone. So with this, of course, we come to the end of today's class. Now, I do know that there are some things which are pending from my end. For example, the photosynthesis question requires the whole answer with the label diagram and the equation. So I will write it down and I will send it to you on Telegram and you can take it from there. Yes? So go do join the Telegram link. Link is there in the description box. And you know we've got you covered no matter what, just like how you've got us covered. So please show us your love by liking this video, sharing it with your friends and subscribing to our channel. When will it be sent? It will be sent after my 8 p.m. session once I wind it up. I will send both my PDFs together. Yes? So after 8 o'clock or 8:30 session that I have on making biology notes, I will be sending it. Yes? Hoping to see you all very soon again. Bye-bye and have a nice day.